Hi everyone, I'm your lovely host Beckachu, and welcome to Everlasting Summer. Last time we left off, it seemed like I was just this depressed old man or something like that, and it looks like I'm gone back to my high school days, and apparently, I can't remember, it's been a while, but I think, there was a girl or something, but, I mean, there's always girls up there, but, anywho, we're gonna start. And the best place to look for her is away from here. I rushed to the left, then to the right, then stopped hesitating over where to go. Finally, I ran in the direction from which the bus had probably came. Probably? Shouldn't you know? I'm just kidding. I think he fell asleep. Or was reminiscing. Da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da. Physical exercise does refresh one's mind. Thoughts become clear, and it gets a little easier to evaluate the surrounding reality. And it looks like he's out in the country. And I hear birdies! Chirp, chirp. Not in my case, however. I was sitting on the roadside, wheezing and trying to ease my sore throat by gulping breaths of hot air. In any case, the run did its job. The fear withdrew for a while. Maybe I really am just dreaming. It was only just a dream. Just kidding. Recalling my self-harm on the bus, I immediately rejected the idea. I'm neither dreaming nor dead. Narrow roads ran through the field and far into the distance. The exact same road from my dream. I must be very far away from home. And it's not just that it was winter yesterday and it's summer now. It's the whole environment. Of course, summer is usually like this, green and hot, but here everything is not entirely lifelike. Everything looks like it was taken from a painting of Russian landscape artists of the 19th century. The grass is just too lush, the bushes are not like what bushes should be, they are so thick that you can't see anything through them like treetops, honestly. In the trees themselves, the forest was quite far away, but the trees looked as if they had closed their ranks and were now just waiting for the order to advance onto the fields and plains. Blah. I caught my breath and looked at the bus, which was now barely visible. That was a good run. You run? Oh, well, he did say exercise, but fear overtook me once again. Those power lines. There must be people here. Da-da-da. Of course there'd be people. What did you think? You're the only man existing now? I'm the only one alive. But what does it mean? What does it mean, Nelson? Or whatever. I forgot. I think it's actually what does the numbers mean. But anyways, in fact, that means nothing at all. Can they have power lines even in hell? No, they're not gonna have power lines in hell. There is no such thing as technology. It's hell, for the love of God. You think you're gonna get everything you want? Roasting sinners over hot coals, that's so last century. I don't know, but I mean, if you watch Supernatural, hell in there was... he made people stand in a really long time because it's bored, in which, to be honest with you, that would be my hell, because I hate waiting in long lines. I'm like, I want to get there already. And it's just everlasting and forever and ever. That'd be so boring. I'd be like, if only I could kill myself again. Wait, I'm already dead. I must have reached the point of no return, after which you should either lose your mind completely or finally try to understand what is going on. And while I still have a choice, I should pick the second option. I hope so. I slowly headed back to the bus. Of course it was scary. But I'm not likely to find an answer in the fields or the woods, and this wretched bucket of bolts is the only kind of link that I have with reality? I can't speak that. What is that? Kobahoko? I don't know. I don't speak Russian. I know Japanese a little bit better. Oh, Slovakia means outlet. Oh, that's nice to know. Thank you for that helpful hint, because I don't know my Russian. A brick wall and its gates crowned with that sign, which means outlet, apparently. Statues of pioneers standing on the either side, and a road sign nearby showing the bus route, number 410. Simon. The trip's taking a bit too long today. I smirked. Smirk. I'm just kidding. A person may start acting inappropriately in extreme situations. Something like that is probably happening to me now. This place didn't look abandoned at all. No rust on the gates, no damage to the walls. I can't read that. I can't say that. What could have a name like that? Judging by the pioneer statues, it could be a kid's summer camp. Moreover, it appears to be open. Of course, the simplest explanation, logically speaking, explains nothing at all. The strange girl, the altered bus, Summer the pioneer camp. Thousands of theories went through my mind instantly, from alien abduction to lethargic sleep, from a hallucination to a time and space shift. None was worse than any other, but there was really no way to pick a single one. Then it occurred to me, I can try to make a phone call. I took out my cell phone and dialed the first number from my contact list. But instead of signal strength bars, the bar was showing a thick cross. So I guess an X. X marks the spot, though, don't you know? All right, there may be no signal in such a remote place. Though I cannot be the only one who came here. Buses don't drive themselves. You'd be surprised. I'm kidding. I've seen a lot of memes and animes where it's just it going by itself, which that's kind of funny, to be honest. I examined the bus from all sides to make sure that it wasn't a hallucination. Bits of dirt on the bottom, some rust here and there, faded paint and worn out tires. No, this is definitely a very ordinary... Is that Icarus? Am I playing Kid Icarus now? Do I get to be as Pit? That'd be cool though. But anyways. That means all the fourth wall. I would love that. Yeah, exactly the kind of bus which takes you to places beyond your understanding if you carelessly fall asleep. I gave a nervous chuckle. He's like, ha ha ha, when it came out by itself sporadically. Because this wasn't the right place or time to laugh. But where on the earth is the driver? Dude, the bus drove itself, don't you know? I cautiously sat down on the curb beside the bus and started to wait. I mean, it's like, I'm waiting. More dots. My patience didn't last long. Neither did mine. My anxiety seemed to have reached its peak, and I started to go slightly mad. In such a situation, anyone would have probably felt something similar. Aliens in a parallel universe were gone from my imagination, leaving only void and darkness. Is this how everything will end? How my life will end? But I wanted to do so much. There were like so many things that I had no time for. I thought you said like it's been a... You'll probably see the gap between the first episode and the second episode, but I thought he was so bored of his life and you wish he could do something else, and this is why he's on this little bus trip adventure. I was overwhelmed by the idea. This was definitely the end. This is the end as we know it, but why? It's not fair. Surely I'm no worse than anyone else. I don't know, maybe you are. Kidding. God, why? Tears were burning my eyes unbearably. I curled up and started rolling in the grass. Why? What did I do? Why me? But my cries were only heard by speechless statues of the pioneers and a bird on a tree, which immediately flapped its wings and took off, crying out something in its own bird language, as if laughing at the idiot who dared to interrupt its after-dinner nap. I was left breathless from weeping and just lay quietly, sobbing occasionally. I don't cry. I'm manly. I'm super manly. You have no idea how manly I am. After a while, I managed to pull myself together. My mind... I thought it said deared. My mind cleared up a bit, as if terror and the fear of death gave me a little break. All in all, someone wanted to kill me. What is all this for? It doesn't look like an experiment either. If this is just some crazy coincidence, then there's probably no threat. Oh, I clicked too fast. I did not see what he said. Anyway, for now, it seems there's no danger. The panic was soon gone. Of course, the blood was still pounding in my temples, and my hand were still shaking. But at least I could think clearly now. Right now, there's nothing I can really change anyway. So no matter how much I think or how mad I get, it would only make things worse. Until some actual facts appear, there is really no point in making guesses. In any case, I won't learn anything by lounging about here. The camp, if of course it is really a camp, looked like the only place where people could be, so I decided to go there, and hardly had I reached the gates when a girl came out from behind them. Aw, she's pretty. I think she's pretty. Wearing a pioneer uniform. My logic didn't let me down this time. Then again, a pioneer uniform in the 21st century. And then again, a girl here. I froze, unable to take a step. I felt very much like running away. Wait, oh, he said that already. I was like, what? Running as far away as I could from this place. Far from this bus, gate, statues, and far from this bloody bird with its siesta. Curse you, bird, and you're napping. I don't get that. Just running free like the wind. Faster and faster, waving to the planets passing by, winking at the galaxies. Running, becoming a pulsar ray, and turning into the bestial radiation, running to face the unknown. Run no matter where, as long as it is... Is it probably not here? Because I can't read that. It looks like semicolon, semicolon, and a slash from this place. Meanwhile, maybe he said some bad word. Meanwhile, the girl came closer and smiled. I could not help but notice her beauty, even though I was trembling with fear. Human instincts work independent of conscience, and while only 5% of the brain is responsible for cognitive... You are saying so many big words. Are you trying to be smart? Because you're not. You're not, mate. I'm just kidding. The remaining 95% are always busy sustaining life, and in particular, ensuring stable functioning of the hormonal system. You trying to say something? I desperately wanted to get less complicated and stop thinking of formal quotes from an encyclopedia. Nah, crap, man. You've been saying some pretty big words. So, my thoughts appeared one by one, being stupid, out of place, as if taken from an internal monologue of the hero of some junky software or a softcover crime fiction book. Pretty Slavic face, long braids that look like 2 armfuls of fresh hay, and blue eyes you could drown in. Hi, you must have arrived. I'm gonna reply. I'm gonna be polite. Yeah, so totally. So, what am I doing here? Hey. Alright then, welcome. She smiled broadly. Strange, it looked as if I just had a normal girl in front of me. You do have a normal girl in front of you. You're the weird one. Or I'm the weird one, I don't know. Blah, I should never return here. The woods and fields seem better. But what shall I do next? Try to speak with her as she is a human, or run away, or what? I better have another choice. I'm talking to her, you little... I will push you. I will be the little spirit guide to you. The blood was pumping unbearably in my head, tearing it apart from the inside. A little bit more, and the poor pioneer girl would be splattered with the gruesome contents of my skull. Dude, just talk to the girl. I'm worried playing you. You're freaking me out. What's so funny about that? The girl looked me over. It sent shivers down my spine and my knees started to tremble. Nothing. That was pretty low for a guy. Great then. Great, what's so great about that? Suddenly, a thought crossed my mind. To hell with it all. Forget about the bus behind me. The fact that it was winter yesterday and summer today. I wanted to rip off my itchy sweater. Just accept that all this is actually happening. Everything is as it should be. All this is for the best. Would you happen to know? You should go to our camp leader. She'll tell you everything. Look. You go straight ahead to the square, then turn left. You'll see several small cabins. She pointed at the gates as if I knew what was behind them. Dmitrieva is a patronymic, a derivative of a person's father's name, in this case Dmitri, but by Russians after the person's first name as a sign of respect or formal address. That's cool. I'm actually learning stuff from this game. And they say video games don't teach you anything. That's a lie. I learned that like when I was 6 years older. Well, maybe not when I was 6. Whenever I got Animal Crossing, they taught me stuff about bugs and fish and fossils and stuff, which that was cool. But anyways, games do teach you things. I mean, they even make math games. And that was the only way I could do my math back then. Well, you can ask someone where Olga Dmitrievna, I can't say those names right though, cabin is. Probably making someone mad who actually speaks Russian. They're like, you dude, you were saying it completely wrong. Say it like this. Got it. Of course I didn't. Well, I've got to go now. Oh, man. I don't know. Then again, my voice might not. I feel like I made my voice change when I talked as a girl and then the guy, but I don't know. I could be wrong. The girl waved her hand at me and disappeared through the gate. Seemed as if to her I was something ordinary. Now this show with the bus and the travels while awake or asleep were troubling only to me, while everything here is just the way it's supposed to be. Camp leader, pioneer uniform, what are they doing? A historical reenactment here? I hope I won't find Lenin standing on top at an armored car in this square. But even that would not surprise me right now. After standing alone for a while, I headed into the camp. A mere 50 meters ahead, a small one-story house popped up on the left side. The sign near the door said, Clubs. I was about to come closer. Another girl now. When the door suddenly opened, a short girl wearing a pioneer uniform came out. Pretty face gave me the impression of one suffering for the fate of the whole of mankind with a truly universal sorrow. So are you saying she's sad? As soon as she saw me, the girl froze as if frightened. I froze too, considering that was the best to do, to approach first or wait until she showed some initiative. Or maybe run away after all. Although this is the last option, I was constantly being suggested only by myself. Preservation instinct. At least that's what I'd like to believe. Not the worst human instinct, but far from the most logical. If this instinct played poker against deductive abilities, the outcome would be predetermined. And those deductive abilities, or at least their semblance, were hinting to me that there was no need to be afraid of this girl. Suddenly, somebody jumped out of nearby bushes. A girl wearing a bright red t-shirt with USSR written on it. That doesn't look like a USSR, that looks like a CCP. I mean, they look the same there. Didn't it say like USSR? So what part's the U and what part's the S? They're singing. Oh, it's just like a da-da-da. I was like, has Sandy Miku in this game? That'd be so cool. Such a perfect reproduction of the age. She looked quite short from a distance and was probably younger than both. You sure she's younger than us? She might actually be older. It's an anime game. It's normally what happens. Then both pioneer girls, the one at the gates and at the girl door of the clubs. At last I decided to come closer, but the USSR, as I called her in my mind, jumped towards the first girl and started telling her something while wildly waving her arms. The other girl, in turn, seemed confused and lowered her gaze, remaining silent. I would have probably continued to observe their amusing dialogue, but the USSR suddenly pulled something out of her pocket and started waving it in front of the first girl's face. Why did the art change all of a sudden? There was something turned out to be a grasshopper. Grasshoppers are not scary. She looks dead though. Or I sound like a monkey when I say ee. The first girl squealed. She must not be too keen on insects, as she instantly rushed off towards the place where Lenin presumably made his speech about the workers and peasants' revolution. That is to say, towards the square. The USSR glanced at me, grinned playfully, and dashed after her. Not bad to start the day. I have absolutely no clue where I am, besides that there are some kids here role-playing as pioneers. Think you yourself as a kid now, because I looked at the game when I downloaded it. You didn't seem like you're that old. And as far as I can tell, this place is located thousands of kilometers away from my home. Might even be a different reality. And this was indeed a reality. I mean, everything around me seems so real, if a little embellished, that I was starting to think that my previous life could have been just a dream. And oh, you made me thought of a book I liked. And what am I supposed to do now? Which, if you guys do like different reality stuff like that, you should read Moon Gazers. It's a good book. I really like it. I recommend it. And the Chica and stuff like that, she's a gamer. And it's really cool. And I love it. It was a good book. I was picking at the correct paving stones with my shoe and starting aimlessly at the club's building. Just a few more seconds before I have to come up with some decision. That's when I recalled myself rolling on the grass weeping. I cringed in disgust. Perhaps it's another instinct. When all energy for whimpering and self-pity is used up, the body either goes into hibernation or mobilizes its reserves. Mine seemed to have chosen the second option because out of the blue I found the determination to figure out what was going on. And in order to do that, I had to act like a man, like a human, to maintain the dignity of a representative of my own world. I followed the path to the left on the right side, of which stood. So wow, I'm saying weird words. I can't speak English. Small cabins, apparently the homes of the local pioneers. Actually, they look quite cozy from the outside. Yeah, they actually do. I like the birdies too, and the pine trees. Those look like pine trees. Even though I was born in the Soviet Union, I had never been part of its children organizations, neither the pioneers nor even the younger October children. I don't know any of that. I wonder if it's like how we have Boy Scouts and stuff like that. I imagine the daily life of a typical pioneer camp a bit differently. Huge barracks with long rows of metal bunks. Wake up, call at 6 o'clock, played by a siren 1 minute to make your bed, then joining the formation at the drill square. Or wait, could I be confusing it with something else? Suddenly something struck me on the back. I staggered but remained on my feet, turning around prepared to fight heroically for my life. Guess what? It's another girl, isn't it? Of course it could. Yeah, it's a girl. She looks mad. What did you do, man? You did something bad. But all I found was another girl standing before me. Ha! See? Called it, but then again, I think. Then again, it's a romance. And I'm playing a guy. And there's a bunch of girls. I gotta pick one. Probably. I think that's how... Oh, I mean, some games you can get the multiple ending, but... One's good. All you need is another person. You don't need a lot. Just other stuff. Yeah. Now we'll just keep playing the game. My mouth hung open in surprise. Pick your jaw up off the ground. Whoa. Maybe I should read it more rougher. I closed my mouth. Oh, yes, ma'am. I'm scared. The same pioneer uniform, but the way she was wearing it looked, let's say, provocative or proactive. I don't know. Like all the girls I had met here before, this one was rather cute, but her overly arrogant expression killed any desire to get to know her better. New here, are you? She's tsundere. I like tsundere people. Fine, see ya. So she went to being like mad and then she's like, chill. What happened? She threw a threatening glance at me. Oh, she's still mad. You still mad at me? And she's just muttering like, I'm gonna kill this person, kill this person, kill this person. And walked past. Let's see. I waited for the pioneer girl to turn at the corner. Who knows what else she might have been up to. The most interesting thing was that even this hostile girl seemed completely normal to me. She did not give off the feeling of some deadly danger. Oh no, she gave you a pretty good death. Except maybe the danger of getting punched in the nose. It'll make her mad. At last I managed to make it to the square. There was no linen or an armored car, although one could easily expect something like that after all this had happened. Instead, however, a monument to a certain comrade towered in the middle of the square. The letters on the pedestal read, Ginda. Must be some big figure in the party. There were some small benches at the sides. It's quite pleasant here. Where did that girl tell me to go? To the left or to the right? To the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. Why am I going here anyway? Alright, I decided to pretend to be normal. So, to the right. Through a small grove. I came out at here. Must have taken a wrong turn. Hey, wrong way! Turned towards the voice. Dang. The first girl stood before me. Now, what did I tell you? Take a look at the square, wasn't it? She had changed from her pioneer uniform to her bikini. Oh, I still haven't introduced. Oh. I keep reading it and I don't pay attention. My name is Slavia. Actually, my full name is Slaviana, but everyone calls me Slavia. So you can too. Yeah. I still felt a bit confused, so I cannot come up with more meaningful answers. And what's your name? Felt like she could see right through me. Yeah, Simon. I feel like is it Simon or Simon? And I feel like I'm saying that. You know, I actually just realized my name sounds close to something else now, and I've been saying it weird, so nice. I'm just gonna call him Simon now. I just realized it. Or Simon. Semiana. Oh, wait, why Semiana? Alright, almost done. Could you wait here a minute? I'm gonna change, and we'll go to Olga Dmitrievna together. Agreed? Agreed. After this exchange, she ran off. I sat on the pier, and I let my feet hang into the water. Can I look into the water? That'd be so cool. I was wearing heavy winter boots, but in such weather, there's nothing wrong in getting wet. Furthermore, it let me cool myself a little. Looking at the river, I was brainstorming and processing everything that has happened. If this is some kind of conspiracy, it's a weird one, even too friendly at times. No, it really looks more like a random event. Some entirely oh wow, I can't talk. Incurable. I'm not talking. Random event. Shall we go? Slavia was standing beside me, dressed in the pioneer uniform again. Let's go. I've been here for a very short time, but all of the people I've met, she looks at least suspicious, and she's the most suspicious one of all. However, this fact is already suspicious itself. We walked to the square. USSR girl and the girl who hit me on the back were there chasing each other. Is that some kind of game they're playing? Uliana, enough running. I'll tell everything to Olga Dmitrievna. Aye, aye, Captain. I decided not to question Slavia for a while about what was going on, the local residents. Better meet with the mysterious Olga. I swear there was an I there originally, but it went missing now first. Sounds like she's the boss here. We walked past the rows of almost identical cabins, some of which looked like fat beer barrels, while others looked more like household sheds. And to be honest with you, I'm probably going to end this video right here. So, cliffhanger, you're going to have to see what Olga looks like later, but hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's pretty cool so far. I like it. I like visual novels. Visual novels are fun. Unless you get a bad ending, then they're not fun anymore. But I hope you guys are enjoying this, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.